All right, so we got why Perturabo is the greatest traitor Primarch. All right, let's go right into it. I never heard of this guy before.
G'day guys and gals.
Hey,
It's no
Majorkill.
secret that I am Team Loyalist. The Traitor Primarchs shed everything that made them interesting and compelling to become these one-dimensional mustache-twirling villains. The worst part is that their falls to chaos were all a bit petty and shallow.
By the way, I'm a little under the weather, so if my energy is not up there, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I do feel a lot better. I actually announced that yesterday. That's why I took like the whole day off because, bro, I was down bad, bro. Yeah. Like, and I don't even take days off and nothing like that. I hate taking days off, but listen, I was bun pleat, not complete. I was bun pleat. Man, I was down bad, bro. So I'm definitely way better now. So
So it's a massive compliment to Perturabo.
thank y'all, by the way, for the well wishes.
Traitors during the heresy that I'm even making this video. Perturabo was underappreciated his entire life by his brothers, the Emperor and the Imperium, but most importantly, himself. He was a deeply flawed man who could have achieved more than any of the other Primarchs if he wasn't wallowing in resentment and bitterness 24/7. This is shown by the fact that when Perturabo was unleashed, he did more for the traitors than Angron, Fulgrim, Magnus, and Conrad combined.
Wow.
Dude would have broken his back worse than Magnus from all this carrying. The kicker, he was treated by absolute dog shit by the Traitor Primarchs, yet he still pushed on, delivering the traitors right up to the doorstep of the Imperial Palace itself. Before we get started, why be you when you can be a lord? That is one of the greatest questions mankind asks itself on the daily. Well, cheers to today's sponsor, Established Titles. That dream can now be a reality. How do you join me in obtaining lordship, and why should you actually care?
Wait, did I hear about
Due
this?
to legitimate technicality, if you purchase a 1 square foot plot of land in Scotland via Established Titles, you will become a lord, allowing you to place the title on various documents such as credit cards, boarding passes, and even dating apps. On top of that, Established Titles has partnered with One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future.
You don't say. Really now? Wait, so I can wait. So if you own one, I know I'm like talking about the sponsorship of a video, but wait, if you own 1 square foot of land in Scotland, you could become a lord? Interesting.
So that for
Wait
every
a minute.
one tree will get planted. So not only are you helping the planet, but you're also gaining a massive flex over your friends and enemies alike. This is a real plot of land that you can even look up. A great gift to yourself or mates for sure. So use my link below to get 10% off and ensure that your plot is next to mine.
Okay.
Creating our very own Majorkill kingdom. Cheers to
Okay.
Established Titles for sponsoring this video. Today we'll discuss why Perturabo was the most effective, impactful, and overall best Traitor Primarch. We will mostly focus on his efforts during the Horus Heresy, as that's where the Traitor Primarchs really shined. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. I
A
still
lot of
did it when
people
I'm
are a bit
sick. Let's go.
confused about Perturabo's fall to chaos, and that is with good reason. It's not the most compelling fall. Basically, his homeworld revolted, he viciously put them down and wiped out most of his own planet, then for some reason, he got worried that the Emperor would be disgusted and excommunicate him, even though his actions fell well within normal Imperial response, and the Emperor wouldn't give a shit. After all, he tolerated Conrad and Angron. However, it's important to note that this uprising and subsequent crushing was the catalyst for Perty's mental breakdown, not the overall cause. Dude had seen thousands of his sons die in the most vicious wars possible. He had
Wow.
been shunned by his brothers for his ruthless methods. He never asked for help or complained, but then was resentful when people left him to his own devices. Dorn getting named the Praetorian of Terror instead of Perturabo was a no-brainer. Do you want a clear, cooperative Giga-Chad defending your palace, or a psychotic, insecure basement dweller who missed the point? But despite the obvious, Perturabo still felt shunned. Overall, still not a great reason for going traitor, but if you look at it as multiple parts to a whole, combined with Horus's manipulation, when Perty was at his lowest,
Yeah.
it makes more sense.
Yeah, but that's like down bad times 20 right there, bro. That's like down bad times 50. Oh man.
With Perty on the traitor's side, they had gained a massive asset. His first action was to trick the Lion into giving him super siege weapons that proved to be devastating against the Loyalists. The Lion isn't great at reading people, but he also has very powerful instincts, so for Perty to be so unreadable that the Lion wasn't able to detect any treachery is very impressive. Another big thing that people don't appreciate enough is the fact that Perty kept Chaos at arm's length.
Yo, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. Like, and maybe this is just me, but like, you would think that like with all the powers these Primarch have, like, bro, if I walked up to like a lot of these Primarchs and I was like, yo, I just want to let you guys know that, that I'm this and I'm that, but to be honest with you, bro, if you give me a little bit of your power, then it won't. Bro, why do I feel like they're so bro? They're so strong and powerful, and they're so like mighty. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like they're very gullible. At the end of the day, why is that? I don't understand that.
He didn't let demons sodomize his.
And I know like everybody has like weaknesses or whatever, but is that not like a trait? Like, do they always just fall for BS? I mean, this is Warhammer, so like, you know, everything bad happens in Warhammer, like trickery and all that, bro. That's like step one to like just evilness that happens here. So it really doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, like, you could basically just lie to these Primarchs to get what you want.
Sons like Fulgrim did, nor did he let them lose their sanity and souls like some of his other brother legions. He remained steadfast and reliable, something none of the others did, being the only real pillar of the traitor legions that Horus could lean on. On top of that, Perturabo was conflicted, in the kind of way that makes his character make sense. Morty was just like, oh, geez, I guess I'm a demonic psyker now, teehee. With most of the other traitors just kind of accepting that they were now evil and not too bothered by it. Perty, on the other hand, regretted what he did to his home world, and he often questioned his allegiance to Horus, especially as the heresy dragged on and everyone around him became more and more degenerate, whilst he continued to resist chaos. By the end of the heresy, Perty was the only traitor Primarch who was still more or less the same as he was at the start, just a bit more bitter, which is to be expected.
Yeah.
In return for his steadfast and reliable contributions, the other traitors shut on.
Yo, I'm gonna just be honest with you, bro. If I'm him, bro, I'd be pissed off too. Man, look what he got, bro. He got all types of Ethernet cords, bro, PC cords, bro, Nintendo 64 cords connected to his brain. Oh my goodness, bro. If I'm him, bro, man, I would be pissed off every day of my life. This man got metal bathroom pipes going through his body. Imagine carrying like this, like, bro, I heard that like this equipment was like, it's not like no regular ordinary football equipment. This isn't like a Halloween costume. No, bro. This is like thousands of pounds, bro. I'll be pissed off too.
Perty. Fulgrim tried to murder his ass. Basically, Fulgrim tricked Perty into joining him on an operation under false pretenses, claiming it could further the traitor's cause.
I told
The two
you.
brothers weren't getting along. Fulgrim was being a prancy little cock goblin, and Perty was just being Perty. He actually smashed in Fulgrim's face for being a shithead. At the height of the operation, Fulgrim springs his trap, revealing that he had lured Perturabo to an Eldar crone world to drain his soul to power his own ascension into demonhood.
Give me your soul. I told you. Bro, this whole franchise is about trickery. Bro, bro, they over here setting up Riddler from Batman traps. Like, bro, this doesn't really even like surprise me.
Perty is like, what the fuck, dude? And he smashes Fulgrim's body, killing his physical form but allowing him to become a demon prince. Perty survives the ordeal, but it causes an unpluggable leak in his soul. Since that injury, the Lord of Iron has been slowly but surely dying for millennia, which I'll get more into later. So how does our boy respond? Say fuck this and leave the traitors?
Yeah.
Destroy the Emperor's children? Nah, he just strides on forward, not abandoning his oaths and promises to Horus, and even continues to work with the traitor legions and by extension, Fulgrim. That dick. This wouldn't be Perturabo's only setback or chore. Although he obtained a number of victories over the Imperial fists during the heresy, they gave him a good smack around as well. It was only really the actual Siege of Terror, the most important part of the heresy, when Perty went from just another one of the traitor Primarchs doing his thing, to the hard carry. Horus knew that he was running out of time. If the Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and Ultramarines were allowed to reach Terra before he could capture it, he would be fucked. However, Fulgrim was running around like the snaky slut he was. Angron had gone Roid Rage mode and wouldn't obey Horus. Lorga had
Roid Rage is crazy.
tried to betray his efforts, whilst Alpharius was doing Alpharius stuff. Conrad also couldn't give two shits, and Magnus had his own agenda, so it was literally only Horus, Mortarion, and Perturabo that somewhat had their shit together. Not enough. Hence Perturabo went carry mode, going to Angron, outplaying him, then beating him into submission, capturing him in a Pokeball that would then be deployed when the siege begun. Perty even had to suck it up and go find his fuckboy traitor shithead brother Fulgrim and bring him to the siege as well.
I don't know what it is, bro. I mean, well, I kind of know what it is because, like, I know Angron's story, bro. But I'm gonna just keep it real, bro. I don't care if Angron, bro, like, blows up the entire galaxy of, like, where they all live and stuff like that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always like Angron, bro. Maybe he's, like, the only bad, like, well, I'm about to say maybe he's, like, the only bad guy that I like, bro. Everybody in Warhammer is a bad guy. You know, besides my sweet glorious King Vulcan. But, to be honest with you, bro, I do like Angron a lot, bro. Like, you know, reading about his story and stuff like that. Even though he's, you know, he's a crash out at the end of the day. If you read up on his, like, his story, I mean, I'm saying read up on the story. If you know about his story, because I actually got his story from, like, a video. Bro, I haven't read a book. No. I read the Bible sometimes. I'm about to say I haven't read a book since, like, the 1900s. But like I said before, man, like, I do like Angron, bro. Even though he's a school threat, he's a crash out. I do like him.
As Perty said himself, without his efforts, Angron, Fulgrim, and pretty much the rest of the traitors wouldn't have even made it to the Sol system to begin with. It was Perty who took command of the siege, taking out the outer defenses and holding his brothers back in check. Angron wanted to land straight away, which would have resulted in him and his entire legion being blown to smithereens before they would even reach the ground. Every step of the siege was meticulously planned by Perty. It was like a game of chess between him and Dorn, and despite Dorn's prowess as a siege master, Perty was winning. Despite all this, the traitors had treated Perty even worse than the Imperium had. His men were still being used as meat for the grinder. He was given the worst tasks and wasn't thanked for it. Every outplay he made against Dorn that pulled the traitors closer to victory was met without any form of appreciation.
So he did this all for nothing. He basically did this all for nothing. If you think you wasn't getting respect from the Imperium, and now you're on, like, the traitor or whatever, and now you're getting twice as disrespect, oh man. Oh man.
Fuck. I mean, half the time when Horus would give Perty orders, he would do so by one of his minions. The final straw was when Horus took command of the siege off Perty and gave it to Mortarion. So eventually, Perty did a few reasonable, respectable, and awesome things. As a way to tell Horus to get fucked, he organized a suicide mission for the Mournival, Horus's chosen sons, as well as his best Astartes. He then packed up his shit and left the siege.
He about to set everybody up.
To him, he had done his job, fulfilled his oath. He had cracked open Dorn's defenses. Why would he then go sacrifice more of his warriors so that his demonic fuckhead psycho brothers could steal his glory and claim his effort as their own? Fulgrim had betrayed him, Horus had replaced him, Angron had been Angron. Chaos meant nothing to Perturabo. It was a weakness and a taint, a crutch to stand up on.
I agree.
His brothers could have their chaos if they chose to, but he wouldn't bleed for them any longer. This decision for him to leave was one of the main contributing factors as to why the Loyalists were able to hold the Imperial Palace. All these insanely well thought out strategies, backup plans, and moving parts had now vanished, along with Perturabo. All of his siege expertise and siege engines as well. Mortarion was powerful, but also a bit of an idiot. He just charged straight down the middle and got banished by Jagadai Khan. Without the Iron Warriors, the Loyalists held the palace, the Emperor struck down Horus, and the Imperium emerged victorious.
GG's.
But Perty's flexing wasn't done. The Siege of Terror did not produce a clear victor between Dorn and Perturabo. Dorn had held the palace, but likely wouldn't have if Perty had kept at it. He would create an absolute death trap of a fortress, kilometers of trenches, mines, barbed wire, bunkers.
Oh, this man went full Home Alone. He went full Kevin McAllister up in here.
You name it. He would then challenge Dorn to siege it to prove who was the better siege master. Dorn accepted the challenge, and holy shit, Perturabo absolutely destroyed him. The Imperial Fists were massacred, only a few surviving due to the intervention by the Ultramarines. Perty had proven himself as the more level-headed and superior siege master. This doesn't mean he was a better Primarch than Dorn, and if Dorn had been thinking more clearly, i.e. didn't have intense emotional damage from the Emperor's vegetabilization, as well as an unhealthy amount of rage, he probably could have won. But he didn't. Perturabo did. It has been said that Perty used hundreds of Imperial Fist gene seed as an offering to Chaos to ascend to Demon Prince, but I think and hope that was just a cover story. Perty was dying from his Fulgrim-induced wound, and becoming a Demon Prince seemed to be the only way to save himself. However, it does go against his every being to submit himself willingly to these evil masters. On top of that, Perty has been continually building his armor more and more, now resembling a massive dreadnought rather than a Primarch. His skin is described as pale and necrotic, almost like it was decaying, yet he owes no allegiance to Nurgle. I believe Perty is not a demon prince. He doesn't follow the will of the Chaos Gods, merely striking out and aiding the traitor's cause as he sees fit. I believe he is looking very unwell and constantly building up his armor, his life support system, to compensate for the wound from Fulgrim. He is still dying, but through sheer will and science, he has kept himself alive for thousands of years. It would explain a lot of his absence from the setting. Instead of fighting the Loyalists, he had spent thousands of years chasing treatment and cures for his affliction within the Eye of Terror.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I'm a Warhammer new booty. I've been saying this, it's literally since like the dawn of time. I haven't even heard of this guy before, so I'm like, yo, who the hell is Perturabo? Like Perturabo. I was struggling to even say his name. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna start calling him Penta or Pentagon. I was like, yo, who is this guy? I don't even know who this guy is, but yeah.
Maybe he has stemmed the Soul League, but can't reverse the damage. Maybe he only has a few centuries left. We don't really know for sure, but it is one of those fun little mysteries.
Bro said maybe he has a few centuries left. Centuries. He didn't say, oh, he has like a few years or a few decades. Bro said he has a few centuries left. Definition of a old head.
GW will have blown
Definition
away
of an
opportunity
unk.
if they have made Perty a demonic prince. To back him up even more, the Iron Warriors remain one of the most threatening and intact trade legions to this very day. Any action Perty takes against the Imperium always has far-reaching consequences. You could remove Angron, Fulgrim, Conrad, Magnus, Alpharius, or Lorgar from the traitor's side, and the result of the heresy would have been more or less the same. You take out Perturabo, and the traitors never even set foot on Terra, let alone the Sol system. Our big, resentful, bitter, iron bastard deserves some appreciation. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then
shout out to Majorkill, man. Like I said before. Oh, wow. Okay. Like I said before. Like I said before, man, my energy was not up there, like it usually is, man, because I'm a little under the weather. But I promise you, once all this, sickness or whatever goes by, I promise you, bro, I'll be in tip-top shape. Thank you guys so much for, always watching the videos, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for, wishing me, well, with my sickness or whatever. I wouldn't even call it sickness. I'm just like a little under the weather. Like I said before, my throat was really messed up. I think my throat was messed up yesterday. It's good now. I had like a little cough. It's gone now. My headache was boiling last night, but it's really good now as well. I still got like the effects of it. Like how you have like a headache, but then like at the same time, like whenever the headache dies down, it still aches a little bit because like headache. Oh, you get it? Okay. But by the way, I still got like the sinus problems or whatever. But that's going away as well. So everything is coming through. So man, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys follow my Twitch down below, description down below. And it's at the bottom of the screen as well, just in case you guys need some help. See you guys later. I'm out. Peace out.